Magnetic resonance imaging, commonly known as MRI, helps doctors find, watch, and treat medical problems. MRI uses very strong magnets, radio waves, and a computer to make pictures of the inside of the body.
Hey everybody, welcome to Studio 64. My name's David. I've been searching the interzones for some more science, space and tech news to share with you. And I came across this over at Daily Mail. Yes, this should be interesting. MRI scans reveal the stunning stages of consciousness in the brain. Okay, let's have a little look here. Neuroscientists documented brain activity that helps maintain wakefulness. The researchers hope their consciousness study will help coma patients recover. Now, as usual, I'll leave the link to the main article below the video so you can pop in, check out things like little embedded stories, embedded links. So brain images just got 64 million times sharper and may help cure dementia. Interesting. All right, enduring questions over which part of the brain helped produce that feeling of being awake have been answered, thanks to stunningly detailed new brain imagery. Now, researchers' new high-resolution brain scans allowed them to see brain connections at a granular sub-millimeter level, meaning down to a tiny 3/100ths of an inch. Now, the images were then used to map a neural network of previously unseen pathways in the brain, called the Default Ascending Arousal Network, or DAAN, which they now theorize is the core region that helps humans sustain wakeful consciousness. Now, in recent years, the neuroscientists studying consciousness have divided this curious mystery of how the human brain is self-aware into two subcategories: arousal, wakefulness, and awareness, the subjective experience of being alive. Yes, the researchers hope their work exploring this DAAN pathway will help develop new treatments for patients with comas or other conditions that hinge on wakefulness. Yeah, really interesting. Look at this. There we go. Researchers' new high-resolution brain scans allowed them to see brain connections at a granular sub-millimeter level, meaning down to a tiny 3/100ths of an inch. That's fascinating. As I say, I'm not a medicalologist myself. I have no qualifications there whatsoever, but anybody who is like a neuroscientist or a brain expert, please. That is a brain expert, isn't it? See, I told you, I've got no idea. Good on you, David. That's the way. Yeah, but anyone, please feel free to comment because I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. This is absolutely amazing. Oh, I just love this stuff. I just love all science. I've just been a fan of all science since I was a kid. Yes, the regions, here we go. What's this? The regions they mapped were centered around the base of the brain where it connects to the spine, including the brainstem, thalamus, hypothalamus, basal forebrain, and cerebral cortex. There you go. Pretty amazing, isn't it? Like human beings. I mean, nature is an absolute, absolute genius. Just take out the aging bit for God's sake. I mean, you reach a certain point. You reach a certain point in your life, and all you want for your birthday is some gaffer tape to stop all the bits from falling off. So you can stick it back on again if they do. Fascinating, isn't it? Look at that. Huh. Still amazes me. I don't care what science it is. It's a biology, computer science, material science, marine engineering. I don't care what kind of science it is. It all fascinates me. I just love sharing it. Our goal was to map a human brain network that is critical to consciousness, lead author Dr. Brian Edlow said, to provide clinicians with better tools to detect, predict, and promote recovery of consciousness in patients with severe brain injuries. Now, Dr. Edlow's colleague and the new study's senior author, Dr. Hannah Kinney, specified that a broad range of neurological disorders associated with altered states of consciousness could also benefit from the new research. Very, very interesting indeed. Now, we've got a video here. We'll check it out, and then we'll carry on the conversation. We come out the other side, hopefully give us a bit more of an understanding. All right.
Magnetic resonance imaging, commonly known as MRI, helps doctors find, watch, and treat medical problems. MRI uses very strong magnets, radio waves, and a computer to make pictures of the inside of the body. MRI pictures are more detailed than those made with other methods. There are many reasons to have MRI. MRI may find bleeding, such as bleeding in the brain, brain changes, as in stroke, problems with your back, such as a herniated disc, and an injury inside the body, such as a torn anterior cruciate ligament. Before MRI, you will remove all metal objects. And it's not safe to have MRI with some medical implants. You should tell the MRI technologist about any metal, device, or implant you may have in your body, such as a pacemaker. To prepare for MRI, you will lie on a table just outside the scanner. MRI scanners are very noisy, so you will probably wear earplugs or headphones. Different equipment, such as pillows and straps, will help you stay in the correct position. Once you are ready, the table will slide into the scanner. Most often, closed scanners, such as this one, are used. The area inside is very narrow. In some areas, open scanners are available. This scanner is open on the sides, so you won't be completely surrounded by the machine. However, the pictures may not be as good as with closed scanners. For either type of scanner, a technologist will operate it from the next room. You will be able to talk to each other through a two-way speaker. During the scan, magnets in the machine will create a strong magnetic field. This will not harm you. Then, the scanner will send radio waves through your body. This will not harm you. When the radio waves are turned off, the scanner will pick up energy signals from your body. These signals are used to make the pictures. During the scan, you will have to stay very still so the images will be clear. You may be asked to hold your breath for a short time. MRIs may take 30 to 45 minutes or longer to complete. In some cases, you may get contrast dye with your MRI. The dye helps make clearer pictures. After the MRI, you can resume your normal activities. If you received contrast dye, the technologist may ask you to drink plenty of water or other healthy drinks to help your kidneys remove the dye from your body.
Well, that was really interesting. I love stuff like that. It just fascinates me, absolutely fascinates me. Dr. Kinney, a professor emerita at Harvard Medical School and Boston's Children's Hospital, noted that the new neural maps may also one day help patients coping with seizures and sudden infant death syndrome, as well as those recovering from comas. Gee, that'd be good. Dr. Nicholas Schiff, a professor of neurology and neuroscience at Weill Cornell Medicine, who was not involved in the new research, told Live Science that the team's neural mapping was an impressive new achievement. It's a beautiful study, Dr. Schiff said. It's a map of everything. Here we go. Above, an MRI scan of the major nodes of the human brain that the new study's authors argue are key to keeping humans awake. The nodes have been color-coded for their neural mapping. Wow. So the brain weighs what, about 2 or 3 pounds, and it's basically a computer with different little components in it. A biocomputer. Absolutely fascinating. All right, so using a technique called ex vivo magnetic resonance imaging, or MRI, a slower form of MRI scanning conducted on dead or surgically removed tissue, the researchers were able to grab detailed images of the DAAN pathways linked to consciousness. Now, the regions they mapped were tightly centered around the center or base of the brain, close to where it connects to the spine, including the brainstem, thalamus, hypothalamus, basal forebrain, and cerebral cortex. And as I say, check this out. This is a really good link. Incredible graphics reveal what section of your brain does with more than 70,000 thoughts processed every day. It's a really interesting article. Look at this. MRI scans reveal the stunning stages of consciousness in the brain. Huh. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. Yes, these incredible graphics show in detail how each part of the brain contributes to the functions and abilities that make us all uniquely human. However, not all scientists think it can be that simple. Dr. Kinney, Dr. Edlow and their team then double-checked this work against so-called in vivo 7 Tesla resting state functional MRI data which had been collected safely from living patients who had volunteered for the Human Connect to Me project. Now, based on their mapping work, as they wrote in the new publication in the journal Science Translational Medicine, the researchers believe that the ventral tegmental area, or TVA in the midbrain, will be a key region for treatments to help with wakefulness. Now, the VTA is known to be the origin of a number of nerve fibers that produce dopamine, the hormone involved in rewarding the brain and happiness. Interesting. It'll be a key region for treatments to help with wakefulness. I wonder the opposite way. What about people that suffer from severe insomnia? I wonder if we could work the opposite way for them. Interesting. Because I've had bouts of insomnia that have been so bad that you're up for days at a time, and then your body finally collapses with exhaustion. It's just weird. I wonder if they could do something and revert. Just a thought. Again, I'm not a brain scientist, so it's just a guess. That's why I share these videos and everything else, because, you know, it's a way for me to think out loud and work, you know, and learn, I should say. You know, it's particularly when, you know, people start commenting on the videos and saying, oh, you know, et cetera, this is the way it works and everything else. And I just love learning. I just think it's fantastic. Our connectivity results suggest that the stimulation of the ventral tegmental area's dopaminergic pathways has the potential to help patients recover from coma, Dr. Edlow said in his statement. Now, this hub node is connected to many regions of the brain that are critical to consciousness, he pointed out. Dr. Edlow is an Associate Director for the Center of Neurotechnology and Neurorecovery, CNTR, at Boston's Mass General, and Associate Professor of Neurology at Harvard Medical School. He said he hopes to continue providing more detailed neural maps in an effort to help patients who have suffered from a loss of consciousness. Very, very good. There you go. Center for Neurotechnology at Boston's Mass General, Associate Professor of Neurology at Harvard Medical School. I think this person would know more than just putting a Band-Aid on you if you cut your finger. Yeah, that sounds pretty good to me. We envisage that these connectivity maps will allow us to piece together one individual at a time, the combination of connections that are necessary and sufficient to recover consciousness, he said. Absolutely amazing. Absolutely and positively amazing. Things we can do nowadays, huh? I just love the way medical science is progressing. It's fascinating. All right, well, my name is David. Thanks for joining me for another Studio 64 Science, Space and Tech News update. I shall see you in the next one. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, subscribe. I'd greatly appreciate it. And if you're up for it, drop a comment down below the video, because I'd love to hear what you think. All right, take care. And as I always say, if you can't be good at it. And as I also always say,
a most fascinating thing happened.